Welcome to Let's Start Automating. My name is Nilas and this is episode 16 of our Let's Play. And what happened always happens. We are slightly understocked on our satisfaction here on our production. We're using a bit more power than we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the power or stop the science just for a bit. That will slow down all of this. Eventually it'll also fill up these belts. And this one's also idling. Yeah, so, I mean, come on. Lots of stuff are idling. This is idling. What are we actually using power for? This one? Yeah, sure. So we need to do two things. We can do two things for power. It's not at a point where we can build uranium power or nuclear power yet. We can start making our solar panels, but we started it maybe just a tad too late. These are giving us 60 kilowatts per hour from it. So if we have 100 as we do now, that's going to be 6 megawatts. If we look at it like 6 megawatts, it's going to do something, yeah. But on the other hand, we probably also need to make sure that this one is still filling up another one of these lines. So let's go grab in our hub, because we built more for the solar, not for the solar, for the steam power. So it would be kind of wasted if we build it in our hub and not used it for anything. So if for no other reason, let's not get 20. Let's not get 20. Where did they go? Oh dear inventory, where are you? I really don't want you. There you are. There, that's 20. And this one is 40. That seems like a good number. What I just noticed was that, and we have a box of shame over here. What definitely belongs in a box of shame is burner miners. Who in their right mind would want burner miners in that day and age? And J-turn, go. Ooh, I think we actually want to get some more stone bricks in our inventory, or at least in our car inventory. Ah, interesting. Someone has been building it below here by accident. There, pick it up. So, let's see. We wanted to make this one feed in more. Yeah, let's do that. Go down here and then build another one. Let's make sure we can actually build 1, 2. And do we have some pipes? Yeah, we have plenty of pipes, like hundreds and hundreds of pipes. This one is completely derelict and will be cleaned up at some point. I just don't really know if that's worth doing right now. Here, well, we can, I was about to say we can just copy paste it and let the robots do the rest, but that's not really an option. So this part, however, is nice and all. We can still do this one. 1, 2. There. First, clear some forests. Ow, I'm just almost killing myself. It can go one closer. Can this one also go closer? Do we have some landfill? No, we don't have landfill. Do we want to make some landfill? We can make 5 landfill. It's kind of nothing. Yeah, that's okay. And if we just get the minuscule amount of landfill we have down here, we could actually do that as well. And I just killed my power. That's wonderful. Let's start fishing these in here to start with, and these two. There. Oh, we don't have... Ah, whatever. I'll build them. Don't bother going back. It's kind of weird not having robots to do things for you, but we'll, Oh! Yeah, okay, so this is also important. In this case, if you don't have the mod called Squeak Through, you have to build underground belts. Yeah, so that you can actually get through. Boom. Moving on to this one. I think I'll start by building this. And this will obviously increase our pollution dramatically. I really didn't want to do this, to be perfectly honest. I would have loved to not feel the need for it. The ratio wise is you can feed 20 boilers. 20 boilers on a single underground or sort of water pump. Where are those water pumps? I can never find them in my inventory. There's just something about the placement of those. That one and I can just build it here. So you're gonna go from here to that one. There. I think I brought enough, just exactly enough to build all of it. That's not even close to enough. How did I miss that so much? Huh. How many? 12, okay. Obviously not gonna get enough of the other ones as well, or either. Let me just check that we didn't do something silly here. This is 14. Yeah, okay, so it's not like, not close at all to the maximum capacity. Just slowly build this. And do we have it? Yep. And you know, I have just pretty close. I have some additional iron that isn't being used for anything. There we go. Going back. And we can keep building. So if I build 12 extra, then I probably should build 12 extra boilers. I don't know. We'll find out how many we need. I need 28 and I have 14. That should be good. Actually, out here I can do this. And that's bit the water as well. There are lots of things that need to be done. That one, not really. Just build it. In case I ever want to expand it, which I doubt I will. And then we build here. What? They're not powered? Oh, right. That's because this is actually on a separate power line as the other thing. So it only gets the power that it produces itself. That's why it gets a red blinking sign and not a yellow blinking sign. The red yellow blinking sign is not connected to power. This one is a red blinking sign. It is connected to power, except that the power is just idle. As soon as you do that one, they're gonna work. I can do this one and everything's good. So let's see if we got it. Hey, perfect. Great. We have now doubled our power and probably also our pollution. So let's make a few turrets because I don't really bother going down here to defend this area. Oh, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. Don't have a lot of this left. Go. That should be enough for this. Power is going down there. It's unlikely that this fuel line, or it's, yeah, it is 100% not gonna be enough. Right, is there anything here that I'd like to take so that I could just... I don't think so, not really. We can take some of this part, right? Aside from this, there's not really something I desperately need, but it's just nice to keep this one flowing. There we go. Back again. And we have a very full inventory, and I'm just going to see right from this location. I have to go out, and then I put the car down again, so we can actually get it in a straight line. That's unfortunately just the way it works. And I'm going to use the opportunity to go out here. Well, that did not work. I really wanted to make this one, but I don't really... Now, I can't remember why I wanted it. I think it was because I've thought about making solar power down there, but now we're not going to do that. We have a bit of power, and I think it's more important that we try to scale up our oil. So we are going to go up to this oil facility and try to scale it up. I'm going to pick you up because I'm going to forget you. Well, well, well. What do we want? Now, the first thing we want to do is look at the alternate recipe here. this is now advanced oil processing. This is where things get a lot more complicated because you're now having two inputs. Well, okay, just put some water in, then you're done. And that's certainly the first thing we're going to do. But the outputs, you can see here, it goes from 100 in to 45 out. Escort, it's 100 in, but then it's 55 petroleum plus some light oil plus some heavy oil. So it's way more efficient, which is good. Except, what are we going to do about all that? Oh, I have run out of pipes. How did I run out of pipes? Oh, yeah, for all the steam engines. Never mind that. There we go. I can build this. Even though I don't have it, I guess I know where it's going to be. It's always easier to just do this. Do I want all of them? I don't know. I think that's actually going to be too much. Here, and I'm pretty sure we kept water line up here for explicitly this reason. Boom. Yes, so water is coming in. We can get it in here. There. Right, and you can see there's this one is working and it's now producing other stuff as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna start by making 5 of these. Well, now we have much more difficult questions here for ourselves. Think. How do I want to do this? I want to make sure that we have room in between for eventual beacons there. Right, so let's keep this one at this distance, right? And what we're going to do is we are going to take some of these and basically, well, let's just see if I can figure this out. Yeah, okay. First, I want to make some lubricant. That's a given, because lubricant is what we need for our electric engines. Yes, so we got electric engines, that's great. Or at least it's something. So when we produce heavy oil here, we want to make sure that this goes into that one first. So let's make sure that we deal with the heavy oil here. Just in one location, get it in on this side. And then figure out where you want to go. Actually, that one will never be relevant. It's going to go here. So we are going to take it from, let's take it from this one. I'm going to take this, and this will go. That doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right that I want to get it in here. Does it? We can do that. Okay, so my point is, if I want to make it, yeah, this is kind of better. Something like this. Yeah. So we have now made a connection here. It's very important that I do not use this space. That's why I'm being so careful. And then I have to figure out a way to get the lubricant somewhere safe. And that's gonna go into 2 boxes. Not really boxes, but you know, there. Something like this. Yep. So let's see if that works. If we can find a way to power it. We're gonna have to squeeze in these somewhere that we can do it. That one. And then guess it's gonna be there as well. And then just overlapping by 1 all the way down. Let's try that. Yeah, but then we also need to get it to connect it. That doesn't connect at all. Not at all. But that connects. Great. So this is actually working. Ooh, look at us. Look at us having lubricant. Nice. Not a lot, because now it's stuck. This is what happens. If you don't consume everything at the right ratio, you will get stuck. So that's not great. We need to take... Yeah, we need to take this out. Also, I want to make sure that at this location, I leave room for beacons. So let's take and see if we can get this out here on the safe side, right? Let's see. And how far do we want to get it out? Just out beyond the beacons, yeah? That should be okay. Right, so we'll do that for all of them. I'll get it here, and then I'll jump it across. I'll get it here, and it's just an absolute mess what I'm doing here. I am keenly aware of it, but I think it'll make sense eventually. All right, well, now we have at least this one is being able to go out. Unfortunately, it's not consumed by anything, but it's at least putting out here, and then it'll fill up this pipe. So let's make sure that this also goes out somewhere, like that one, because we will need this for, at the very late game, some solid fuel and some rocket fuel as well. So we do need it there. So that, at least this one, you got like there, done. I have done all I need to do. However, when this one is full, then the whole thing gets stuck. When this one's full, it gets stuck. When this one's full, it gets stuck. So everything will just get stuck with this setup. So we need to make sure that we can, what we need to do, and this is where it gets a bit advanced. I want to be able to say, I want to first make sure that I get the lubricant to a certain level. And then I also want to get my light oil to a certain level. And then anything else, I can actually convert it down to, with a light oil cracking and some heavy oil cracking, into some other things. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to say these two go in here. And then I can take two more. These will be the heavy oil cracking. So let's do some heavy oil cracking here. Now this is where it gets a bit dicey. You can do that one. Looking good, huh? Except we don't have water. So we'll find a way to get water in here. That's going to be a water line as well. And as you can probably guess, we are starting to drain the water quite a lot. So we have to also be aware that it might get into trouble. That one is better, by the way. Because then make sure that it gets over here, not make sure that it goes into... Oh, there. Do we have water? Is it full? It's pumping at, well, 1200 now. This is good. So we're getting water. This one is converting. However, well, I'm not super happy about this. We're not super happy about it because what if I don't want these to compete? I want this to go first. So what I can do is I can put in a pump. This will actually do the opposite because it'll hurry up and take what comes in here and pump it down there. So these always get priority and these don't get anything. But we can do some clever tricks around here with some wires. This is where we get a bit of circuit connection. And if you are completely at a loss with this, you can copy what I'm doing, or you can... I don't really know that there's a way to do this, to control this without circuits. So keep that in mind. What I'm doing here, I'm dragging a circuit wire. You can now see that I hook up these two tanks to with a red wire. That means if I can see here on the power pole, I can see that the red wire is now summarizing this. I will have a masterclass on circuit networks soon. Not right now. Maybe at the time you're watching this. Do check out my channel to see if it's there. So now I'm taking this here and then bringing the wire here. All of these know exactly what it is, and it'll actually put it into this one. So I'll say this one will enable when, go over to fluids, my lubricant in my storage tank that I'm carrying is more than 5,000. It's closed off, and that means nothing gets in here. These two are, well, they're done, and now it actually turns on because it goes above 500. That means when it goes above 5,000, it'll start converting. And now comes the next bit. That's going to be, how do we convert this in a reasonable way? Well, we're going to have to take this part So that one goes out here, and that one goes out there, and then I'm going to take it up somewhere. It's super complicated because I cannot take this one and I cannot take that. So I have to sort of do some wiggly things here just to make sure that it works. So wiggle, it works. These two are now working, and that'll now increase our production of light oil. But this one's also going to run out or run full, so we need another thing, right? We need just another thing. And what we need is actually converting to this conversion ratio, light oil cracking to petroleum. So let's try to figure out how that works. We're going to make a location there. Nah, the other way, because we have water on the side. So does that seem reasonable? Yes, it does. It doesn't, right? It's not making sense. This one goes in, maybe? 2, 3, 4? Yeah, I kind of have to do this. This has to be the same pattern. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can have some extra ones in between that we can later on. So this one I'll just build here. So now comes the next challenge, and that is, can we hook these up? The reason why it had to be sort of shifted is because these have to go under. Let's deal with water first. And now deal with here. Unfortunately, they kind of miss. But that's okay. I'll just put them in like this. That one can go directly in, which means there's room for this one. It's perfect. This one has to go sort of in, and that one. Look at that. So these are working. Great. Now what? Now we can see that light oil is accumulating because we now converted it to light oil. The numbers here, those are just numbers that I kind of know by heart. We can start calculating how much this is. This takes 15 per second. And this will work at this current stage. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that I can get my out. So I would really like to get this one back over here, but I can't do it because I can't wrap it in here in any way. So I'm gonna have to take it out on this side. Let's see if I can do 1, 2, and jump again. Over to that one here. And what about this one going into here? Does that work? Yeah. The one thing we don't have now is, or what we do now is, now everything is being converted to petroleum. But we actually want to make sure that we don't convert more to petroleum than we absolutely need at this point, right? I actually think I actually do need one more. Ugh. Yeah. Maybe I can just squeeze in an extra one of these so I can get closer. So I can get straight in. I want to get straight in because if I set up a pump here. Happy. I also built this one just to make it look like it's on purpose. I'm gonna take this one out. Now we can also take, I only want to convert light oil into petroleum when I have enough light oil. So we'll just again take this light oil. Oh, I broke the path here again. So now this one is monitoring both light oil and heavy oil. Light oil and lubricant, yes. So this one is not connected. I'll connect it again with a wire from this one in here. You can see that if I click here and there is a circuit connection, then it is connected. So I'll only do this one when the amount of light oil is above, I don't know, 10,000? There. Because that's above 10,000 right now. So only now will it start converting into here. Boom. Actually, I want to do this so I make sure that it actually pumps it out. So this one's pumping out. This one's pumping out. So right now what we have is we have actually set a condition that says, but I'm also just kind of still, this one's still flowing out here. You can see how that it is pumping. It's not pumping much, but it's still filling this up. I could shut this off and just say, you know, I don't need more. I could also shut this one off. Let's just go all in on this. So let's do that. We'll shut these off. This one, shut it off when I have, this is only enabled when I have less than 10,000 lubricant. What do I have? 11,000. So don't worry about it. This one will only be enabled when I have less than 10,000 light oil. And let's go through connections. So this one is only pumping in here when it's less than 10,000, which means it blocks, and the only way the light oil can go is in here. This one will only work when it's, oops, greater than 5,000. Well, that's really a disaster waiting to happen. Haha, I caught it before you commented on the section here. So this one will pump, will convert. Basically what it means, if I start consuming this and it disappears, then I'll simulate that by simply not informing the rest of this network about the content there. Now it'll say, whoa, we've run out of light oil. Let me start by pumping in more light oil in here. Actually, that was a fake scenario. That we go here. So now it'll stop. This one will activate because it'll convert light oil into petroleum, but this one will stop because we have enough petroleum, enough light oil in here. Petroleum, something we always want because we always want it for plastic and for sulfur and sulfuric acid and more plastic. And did I mention plastic because we want more plastic? And that is now a more advanced oil build we have here. I still have this one up here. And this is just working on the old pattern. We could scale it up here, but I think this is way more than we actually need. So what we have is now that one. Let's make sure we get some power poles out here as well. And let's get this on the bus. Happy. And let's see, we have sulfur is number 2, so this one's going to be number 3. This is purely from an aesthetic perspective that I like this. They're right next to each other. It's not efficient to do that, but I like it. And we're also going to take light oil, although light oil is not something we're going to use for a very long time. It's going to be used only when we need to make solid fuel, and we need to make solid fuel only for our rocket fuel production, and we need rocket fuel when we need to start launching a rocket or two. So, but you know, it's good to be prepared. When we build it, we might as well build it correctly. So these are the 4 oil products you want on your bus. The petroleum is for plastic, the sulfur is for batteries and blue circuits, and maybe to uranium mining. Lubricant is for your blue belts and for electric engines, and light oil is for solid fuel and for rocket fuel. Yeah, so those, it doesn't matter if I copy paste it. Whew, that was a tough one. I know this is super complicated, and you can ask, why did I not do for all of them? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. The reason why I didn't do it is because I know the ratios for this, and doubling it is, you could see I could just double it. But also what we can do actually is we can do this here, and we can then make, just to be really fancy here, boom. And we want to then say, you will only work, so this one up here will, the top ones will only work when the amount of petroleum here, boom, 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 boom. Now that's 99,000. This will only be serving as a backup, so it'll only be starting when the amount of petroleum we have is less than, I don't know, 20,000. Then it kicks in the less efficient materials up here. I think that's a good way to sort of have some backup. So right now we have a completely self-balancing. It'll prioritize lubricant up to 5,000. If it goes above 10,000, it'll completely stop lubricant production. It'll prioritize light oil up to 5,000, and when it goes up to 10,000, it'll completely shut off. And then at that point, everything else will be directed towards petroleum, because we will use way more petroleum than anything else So that's how it's going to be at this point, and that's actually as far as we can get in this episode. The one thing though I do want to do is, since we can see that and we can actually, we should have done that. I forgot this one, damn it. We should have enabled our science again when we built our power. I can now make this up to 500 just to keep the base operational and do stuff. The next thing we want to do is actually make electric engines, make them directly into robot frames, and make them directly into robots. And that means we're not far away from robots. 1 or 2 episodes, and then we have robots in our cute little base here. So with that, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that it kind of made sense, this oil thing. It's a bit complicated. If you want to know more about oil processing, do check out my oil processing masterclass, where I go much more into detail about how it works and how the different components are interacting. But the idea is that you kind of have to do something self-balanced, and I can imagine this is a terrible setup, and most people will get stuck with advanced oil processing because you have to consume all ingredients, and the best way of doing it is make sure that you redirect the production to whatever is needed. So with that, thank you for joining. Out to the next time. Be sure to hit the like button, the share, the subscribe if you know the drill, right? You know it. I don't have to say it. You already know it, right? See you guys next time. Until then, take care and stay effective.